Morning, the worst of it south and west of Houston. Starting to see some of that fog around Pasadena starting to lift, and a little bit of fog as well for those of you that might be traveling into southwest Louisiana around Lake Charles. And there are signs that that fog will be returning overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. So this pattern really doesn't change until we get the winds to strengthen, and that's going to lift out a lot of this cloud cover. So by the middle of the week, you can see that over the next 7 days, we get those rain chances to climb, where we start to see more coverage of our rain here across southeast Texas coming up over the weekend. Doesn't look like it's going to be a complete washout for now, but it does look like some of those outdoor plans may be in jeopardy. So you may need to start thinking now, if you have some outdoor plans, to bring them indoors. That chance for rain does go up beginning on Wednesday, up to a 40% chance. And over the next 7 days, some of the higher rainfall totals will be north and west of Houston, and Galveston along our coastline, maybe an inch of rain over the next 7 days. But of course, this could change from day to day depending on some of the model data. The next couple of days should stay fairly quiet as that northwest flow, courtesy of this ridge of high pressure, keeps us mostly dry. That ridge eventually starts to slide over Florida, making way for this area of low pressure that's over the Pacific Northwest to move eastward. And you can see the movement of both these features eventually bringing us back the rain, as I mentioned, by the middle of the week. Now, looking ahead, and what we're timing out for the weekend is another storm system that basically gets cut off from the jet stream winds. And once it gets cut off, it's going to be kind of this system that meanders over Baja California with still a lot of uncertainty whether or not the system is eventually going to get shoved overhead as we head into early next week, or if it just kind of meanders here. What we do know is over the weekend, it is going to send a good amount of moisture in our direction, and that's why the rain and the storm chances increase by Saturday and Sunday. Out the door this morning, you won't need the umbrella, but this morning you're going to want to pack the patience, especially for those of you that might be traveling in some of those fog-prone areas south and west of Houston. 65 degrees right now in Houston, partly cloudy over Galveston. Not really dealing with a low ceiling of clouds, but over the past 24 to 36 hours, we did see quite a fluctuation in some of that fog cover yesterday compared to what we're seeing this morning. And we're going to continue to watch this throughout the morning. Winds will be relatively light. Could see some gusts between 15, maybe even 20 miles per hour as we head into the afternoon. It should be a nice day with temperature readings starting off nice and mild and then giving way to some sunshine by this afternoon. Temperatures will be warming in the low to mid 80s. After a warm afternoon, day one of Rodeo Houston, and we have Riley Green taking the rodeo stage. Temperature reading should slowly start to drop off somewhere into the mid 70s, and then by 10 o'clock in the upper 60s there. As I mentioned, we start off with some fog this morning and then sunshine by this afternoon. That cloud cover overnight into tomorrow morning returns, and there could be a brief isolated rain shower first thing tomorrow morning, and then it looks like we get a nice breakup of those clouds as we head into the afternoon. By Wednesday, those rain chances and thunderstorms return to about 40%, dropping those rain chances Thursday and Friday, and then that bigger storm system arrives over the weekend, and that's going to keep us under a very wet and unsettled weather pattern even beyond the weekend, well into early next week, guys. All right. I suggest you make sure you have a rain poncho handy, especially leading up to the first weekend of the rodeo, as we're seeing signs that there's a pretty good chance you might encounter a brief heavy downpour, maybe even some scattered thunderstorms. But the rain chances stay fairly slim on the first couple of nights of the rodeo, as high pressure still influencing our weather pattern. Low pressure over the Pacific Northwest will eventually draw in a better chance for some wet weather. You couple that with a frontal boundary that will remain stalled to our north. That's going to increase the storm chances. Strong to severe thunderstorms can't be ruled out. Mainly north and west of Houston may impact or clip the northern parts of the Brazos Valley and continue northward there. Looking beyond the middle of the week and heading into the weekend, we've got another storm system right on that one's heels that may eventually drift over Baja California. There's still a lot of uncertainty as to the trajectory or the location location of this upper level low because it gets closed off. It gets cut off from the main flow of the jet stream. And basically what this translates to is a lot of moisture that's going to be shoved in our direction. And that, coupled with another boundary, could be the focus point of some locally heavy rain and even the potential for some strong thunderstorms as we head into the weekend. There is going to be some heavy rain associated with that boundary, but right now it looks like the heaviest of that rain, the highest rainfall totals, should be just north of Houston. So parts of our northwest counties out toward the hill country, northern parts of the state, that's where you could see anywhere from 3-4+ inches of rain over the next 7 days. So hopefully it is broken up enough over the next 7 days where it doesn't lead to any sort of flooding concerns. No flooding concerns for us today, but definitely some foggy conditions. You can see that fog, that lower ceiling from our Memorial camera over downtown, where the visibility right now at Bush Airport, no major issues at 7, but we are seeing some fog developing and reducing visibilities out here in our far western counties and also out towards southwest Louisiana. The fog that we see this morning will eventually clear out, providing mostly sunny conditions. There could still be a few of you along our coastal communities where that fog will be a little bit more stubborn to clear, and then the redevelopment of some fog will be possible. Tuesday morning, not completely rain-free. There could be a slight chance for a brief light rain shower. We're going to keep those rain chances fairly low at 20%, and then the opportunity for that rain to increase will be by the middle of the week as that boundary, again, remains stalled over the northern parts of our state. Temperature-wise this morning, low to mid-60s right now with afternoon temperatures similar to what we experienced over the weekend. If you enjoyed those 80-degree days over the weekend, you're going to enjoy how we start you off on this work week with temperatures in the low to mid-80s, overnight lows dropping into the 60s. Now, those overnight lows are going to remain on the mild side the next several days or so. Those temperatures will only drop off in the mid to upper 60s to low 70s. Meanwhile, afternoon highs should stay hovering in the low to mid 80s. By the weekend, we may get enough help from the clouds and potentially some of that wet weather where those temperature readings will be trickling a little bit further to the south. Those temperatures may struggle to even warm to 80 degrees on Sunday with the added cloud cover. And this wet and active weather pattern is going to take us well into early next week, guys. So make sure if you haven't already, dust off that umbrella because you're going to be needing it for the next several days.
All right.
Fog this morning. The dense areas of fog not setting up to be a widespread event, but very, very patchy this morning south and west of the Houston area. Temperatures are starting off another mild one. Temperatures locked into the 60s for now. This afternoon, we're warming under mostly sunny conditions at 82. More cloud cover beginning to build on Tuesday, increasing the rain chances to 20%, and then storm chances return by the middle of the week. I'll have more details on the storm chances for over the next 10 days coming up in just a few minutes. But first, your air and allergy report sponsored by Disney and Pixar's Hoppers, only in theaters Friday.